Hello, I'm Alyssa.
Like how we said hello this time? More formal, proper, like Mank.
You think?
Sure, he's actually not that proper, is he?
No, not really.
You're right. Well, welcome to Marketer's Cut, a podcast about bad movie marketing and bad movie marketers. That's us.
Oh, I was going to say that. That
Oh,
is us.
it is us.
Wow.
Um, I'm really excited for this week. This is our first episode that we are doing on like a new release. Like our episodes come out on Tuesday. This movie came out on Friday.
Should we have like a sound for when it's like a new movie, like ding 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 ding?
I want you to do like a new like a little
Jingle?
new movie jingle. Yeah.
Well, you just did that one, so now I'm just going to copy that.
Well, do your own.
It's a new movie this week.
Perfect. I love that. And if you don't know anything about Mank, we'll talk about it more, but it is about the writing of the classic Citizen Kane that I had definitely seen before this episode.
No, he didn't.
So we decided to do Citizen Kane for our old movie. And this one's actually, I feel okay actually saying this one's old, because sometimes I call movies like from the 70s old, and I feel like film buffs kind of side-eye me. But this one's from 1941, so I'm okay. I feel okay calling it old.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
What's the oldest movie you've watched before?
I don't know. Probably one with you. How old is 12 Angry Men?
1959 or 7?
Then I think it's Citizen Kane.
True. I think the oldest one I've seen is Vampire, which is like 1931 or something.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think before that it was the one with Sidney Poitier. You remember I watched that one in my film class?
I don't even
That
know.
one was old, but it's in color, so definitely not as old as my other ones, but I think that's the oldest one I'd watched prior.
Yeah, so I love how we're talking about all the old movies. I did start this, but yeah, we haven't seen a lot of quote-unquote old films.
I want to now, though, after watching Citizen Kane, which we'll talk about more after we talk about Mank a little bit.
Yeah, Mank. Yeah, let's go straight into it. What do you think of this movie?
I thought it was fine.
Just fine?
Yep, just fine.
I feel that. I think it was a fine movie, but something about it made me really interested in it. I don't know what it was. It felt weird, and it wasn't like a normal film. So there was some sort of charm that like all the different pieces working together had that kind of drew me in.
I did like the old feel of it. That and like the sense that like this is something that really happened, and we're getting kind of the story of that. I love films like that, so that was probably my favorite part.
So one thing that I did like about the film, and maybe I'm just hearing things, was like the sound of the dialogue kind of sounded a little bit more like tinny, sort of how like older film sounds. I don't know if that was intentional, if they recorded with like an older technique or something, or if like it was just all in my head. I don't know.
I do think it was filmed on film because there are some little, unless it was just edited in later, there were the little like spots on the film in like the same place, and I was like, ooh, because I love that stuff. But also, it could have just been fake.
That's true. True. I mean, film is magic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like surprisingly, none of it's real.
Oh.
That was a dumb thing for me to say. So Mank was directed by David Fincher, a director that I really enjoy. It was written by Jack Fincher, which is David Fincher's father, who passed away in 2003. So that was a little bit of a shock, but I learned that this script has been sort of hanging around since the 90s, and Fincher wanted to get it made then, but couldn't get anyone to agree to let him shoot it in black and white. And that was something that he required, I guess, for this film. So it kind of sat on the back burner for over 20 years, and now it's out in black and white.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
It's starring Gary Oldman. Damn it. I meant to look up how to pronounce his name. I'm going to do my best. Amanda Seyfried.
I think that's pretty good.
I think that's right, but I really don't know. And Lily Collins. Another big name in this movie was Charles Dance, who we'll talk about a little bit, I'm sure. That's the Lannister boy.
Thank you. That's a
Man,
good one.
The Lannister dad.
That was a good one, yes.
Yes. So, yeah, we talked a little bit about this off recording, Alyssa, but you've seen a couple of David Fincher movies before,
Yes.
mainly Gone Girl and Zodiac, which you just watched a couple weeks ago. What do you
Mm-hmm.
think of The Finch Man?
Well, I haven't seen Gone Girl. What was the other one?
You've seen Gone Girl.
Yeah, I've seen Gone Girl.
Yeah,
What's the
and
other one?
Zodiac, which we
Well-
just watched.
We did just watch Zodiac, but I haven't seen Gone Girl in a while, but I do remember very much loving Gone Girl. I thought Zodiac was pretty cool, too. I actually like movies about murder.
Yes, you've also seen The Social Network, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That one was not about murder.
Don't think so. It
Don't
was about
think
the
so.
murder of democracy.
I thought about that as well, yes. Yes.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, I've liked a lot of his movies since I've been watching movies religiously. I went back and looked at some of like the performance of those movies to see kind of like where Fincher stood as a box office juggernaut, sort of. Very impressed, actually. So Gone Girl had a $61 million budget and made over $340 million internationally. Yeah. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, $90 million budget, made $232 million. And then, of course, The Social Network made $224 million on only a $40 million budget. So he pumps out hits. He makes money.
Money-making man.
That's the Finch. What is wrong with us? He's also known for classics such as like Fight Club, Seven. We mentioned Zodiac, Panic Room, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. He's done a lot of stuff.
Wait, I've seen a lot of those.
You have.
Why didn't you tell me this prior?
I forgot because you watched Seven and you lost my Blu-ray copy of it, and I had to throw away my really cool Blu-ray cover because.
Exactly. We watched Benjamin Button. We watched.
You've seen Fight Club with me too.
We've seen Fight Club together.
You have not seen Panic Room. I keep telling you need to watch it though because it has a young Kristen Stewart in it.
Not seen Panic Room.
Panic Room's amazing.
I kind of remember when it came out, I think, but I did not see it.
You've been like 5
Oh.
or 6.
No, Kristen's
It came out like 2001 or 2002.
when she's like a baby.
She's like a child.
Okay, well, then that's different.
Okay. So Mank. It was distributed and released on Netflix. It had a small limited release as well. Made on a budget of somewhere between 20 and 30 million, so lower in budget compared to his more recent films.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at box office numbers, it's brought in about $83,000 so far. Not a lot, but you have to think about it. It came out on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets a theatrical release probably mainly because of awards consideration. It needs to have played in theaters. But yeah, and it had a limited release, and IndieWire predicted it opened to about $20,000 to $23,000 on the few screens it released on. So, I don't even know why we're talking about this. I don't know how we compare these numbers to anything else. Like, we're in such a weird, unprecedented box office time. But still interesting, Rotten Tomatoes, 88%. So,
Okay.
makes
Okay.
sense. I mean, it's directed by a, critic favorite. Everyone loves David Fincher, for the most part. Strong performances in the cast, and, is about one of the most, well-renowned movies of all time. So, it had a lot going for it.
We also haven't really said what it was about.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna have that in the notes here, but it says
Okay.
I have written that it's the biographical story based on the writing of Citizen Kane by Herman J. Mankiewicz, Mank for short.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't caught that already, that's pretty much what it is. There's one quote from the movie that says, "You cannot capture a whole man's life in 2 hours. You can only make the impression of a man," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, biographical may not be the correct term, but it's sort of similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a similar quote from Citizen Kane as well. That they talk in the beginning about the newsreel for Charles Foster Kane's death.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that. Or get to that movie soon. But that's pretty much what it's about. It bounces back and forth between timelines. Shows you what's supposed to be a middle-aged Mank and what's supposed to be a middle-aged plus 10 years Mank. They both look old to me.
Yeah, I think I think we read that he died when he was 55.
Yeah.
So I would guesstimate that he was more mid-late 30s
He
in
was
the
43 at the
flashbacks.
latest point. Yeah, 43 at the latest point in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Casting's a little weird. I get Gary Oldman. He's great. But he is Gary Oldman and not Gary Youngman or
Okay.
middle-aged man.
Well, I think he looks more middle-aged.
Well, yeah, but I just feel like he didn't fit this too well. Age-wise.
Oh,
But
okay.
performance-wise, I think he did. He gave a great performance.
Yeah, I think he gave a great performance. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to talk about the marketing now?
Okay.
That is what this podcast is about.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of.
So I'm interested by like a lot of the stuff. Like Fincher, I love. It's got some great performances in it and everything. But yeah, let's talk about the marketing. So the trailers. We watched the teaser trailer and the official trailer. Overall thoughts?
They looked boring. They looked kind of boring. And if I would have watched those, I would have been like, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I thought they were very boring trailers. There were some cool shots in them, which is, cool, but I don't recall many times that like a cool shot in a trailer alone has made me want to see a movie.
Yeah.
Like, the only one that I can think of is there's a shot in Silence directed by Martin Scorsese, which I don't think you've seen.
Nope.
But it's an aerial shot of like two guys walking up these stairs.
I do remember the trailers for that, though.
Do you remember that shot?
I do.
I talk about it all the time because I was like, that shot is so cool. I need to see this movie.
Yeah, honestly, it made me want to see the movie as well, I think.
But that's the only one that I can really remember. So if it weren't for what I'm seeing on Twitter about this movie and it kind of being like a reason for me to finally watch Citizen Kane, I don't know that I would have been on it like opening weekend. So it's kind of how I felt about both trailers. What do you think about the poster?
Posters. I think the trailer teaser poster is cool.
That's the one with the snow globe.
Mm-hmm. After seeing Citizen Kane, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Ties it all back around, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one I think is fine.
Yeah, I like the art style. It's got like this drawn/painted look, which is cool. It is funny to me. Like this is, drawn/painted in black and white, like the movie is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the Citizen Kane poster, which again, we'll get to later, it's in color, but the movie is not.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so it's a little funny. Like maybe they should have done this poster in color and it's in black and white. Or wait, no, in black and white, but the movie's in color. That wouldn't have worked. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I can tell. Yeah.
This is a little switcheroo is kind of what I was thinking, but let's just forget I ever said it. But yeah, overall, I think like the marketing for this movie was really reliant on the prestige of the director involved, the actor involved, the source material. And without that, I don't really think it has much going for it in terms of the marketing campaign.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was very story-based, and really, Mank just sits in bed a lot.
He does sit in bed a lot.
Maybe what you do, you know what you gotta do is you gotta sell Mank pillows.
A Mank pillow?
Yep, because that's what he does. He sits in bed. You can also sit in bed like Mank. And be comfortable and also write.
What if I told you it's what I do already? Just
Well,
every day, all day, every day.
Then you might need a Mank pillow.
Maybe they could hire me as like a spokesperson. It's like, hey, it's not so bad a life. Do you want to hear my idea that I'm really excited to share with you?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a scene in the movie where Mank and a group of writers pitch a story idea to some executives. I think like a cool little like maybe a web series thing could have been called Mank Tank, and it's Mank pitching different stories to different 1930s studio executives.
Okay.
Mank Tank, or on the other hand, you have like a modern show with Mank as the single judge, where people come on and pitch their stories to him. like Shark Tank, but with Mank. Mank Tank.
I don't think. I don't like that idea. Very good.
I think
That's not a very good idea. Don't like it much.
I think Mank Tank would have brought a lot of life to the campaign here.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
While we're on rhymes, can I go to another one of my rhyme ideas?
I'm ready for it.
Okay, so there's this commercials from like a decade ago that Apple did, and it's like, I'm a PC, I'm lame, well, I'm a Mac, and I'm super cool. And Justin Long played the super cool guy. I think,
Yeah.
Which is so funny because like Justin Long was cool then. You remember Accepted?
I remember when he was cool. Yeah.
So that was a great marketing campaign. Okay. But this, you got a really lame, boring guy. His name's Frank, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Frank. I write spreadsheets.
Yeah, of course.
And I love fascism and capitalism.
Yes.
All right. And then you got like, well, I'm Mank, and I love Upton Sinclair. I write movies. I drink a ton. I am a court jester, but a funny one. I'm cool. Watch my movie."
Okay. It's not a bad idea. I just came up with a new idea, and then you could tell me your third idea because I know you have one.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think you could really market anything about this movie. I just don't know. You're not gonna sell pillows. You're not gonna do anything for this movie. It's how it is. However, let's say it was very popular. Everyone's so excited to see it. I'm the head of marketing for Mank, and I'm selling alcohol. But this alcohol is actually really nasty. Probably like alcohol was back then when you wrote the thing, but I'm calling it like a think juice or something like that,
Think juice.
Wait, Mank juice. So it's a Mank juice, and you drink it, and then you get drunk, and then you write down all your best ideas, and it's because you have the Mank juice. Again, no, you can't market for this movie, basically. Anyways, this is if it was very popular. Everyone's so excited to see Mank. I mean, biggest picture of the year. You could probably sell Mank juice.
Where would you sell it? Is it like
I would
you
definitely
can only buy it online? Are you going to get it in like convenience stores?
No, just in liquor stores.
Just in liquor stores?
Yeah, I mean,
it.
it's liquor.
Oh, okay. I forgot. You calling it juice really confused
No,
me
it doesn't taste anything like juice. Probably tastes really bad.
Okay. MankJuice, I love it. I want like a little short clip of Gary Oldman saying, "Drink a little bit of this MankJuice."
Yeah, that would be a very good clip. I agree.
Okay, I'm gonna run into my last idea now for this. Rank Mank. All right, you have a series of Mank rankings. So one is like we talked about his age. It bounces around timelines. You play a little game. Maybe you get some celebrities to join in on the game. You post these little quick videos on social media, kind of like how like Jimmy Fallon does his games. And you show them like 4 stills from the movie, from different timelines in the movie, and you got to say rank Mank's age in these 4 stills from youngest to oldest.
Just sounds boring. I would do like rank Mank's drunkness. From least drunk to most drunk in this scene.
Yeah, but if it's at like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, it's really hard to rank.
You have to make them different.
Okay, that's true. You can rank a lot of things, though. You could rank Mank's like little quips, his one-liners.
It's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can rank his niceness. He can be pretty mean sometimes. So, like, how mean was Mank in this,
How sassy is Mank?
How sexy is Mank?
No. Mm-mm.
No, you rank the sexiness of Mank right now.
Sassy.
Sassy?
Sassy.
Sassy. Oh, I thought you said... Oh, no. I don't care. Rank how sexy Mank is.
I am not doing this. My recording shows that we were just screaming.
Did you stop it?
No.
Okay. Please rank how sexy Mank is. Just from timeline 1 to timeline 2, which one's sexier? Or like,
Neither. 0-0.
Okay, I'm going to say it. Like, younger Mank is... Well, should we cut this from the podcast?
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's kind of great.
How did you get sexy from sassy? And then you said saxy? Sassy.
Look, Mank doesn't play a sax at all in this movie. 0 out of 10 would not watch again. Let's move on to Citizen Kane. So, thoughts on this movie?
I like this movie, and I want to see older movies also that are like this, because this one was cool, and I liked watching it, and it has like a weird style to it that you don't see anymore at all, that it didn't even fully get in Mank, and I would be ready to watch some of the older black and white movies right now on HBO Max.
Yeah, there are a lot. HBO Max has a great selection of a lot of films, but like specifically like older films. They're really good at that. Cool. So this movie was directed by Orson Welles, written by Herman Mankiewicz and Orson Welles, starring Orson Welles, Joseph Cotton, and Dorothy Cummingore. Distributed by RKO Radio Pictures, which, like, I don't know if someone told them, but this movie went to the cinema, not the radio.
Ooh.
All right, moving on. It opened on May 1st, 1941 at the Palace Theater. I guess that's like a premiere sort of situation. And then it opened its quote-unquote wide release in the U.S. on September 5th in 1941. It was made on a budget of $840,000. Don't know how much that is in today's money. Probably a decent amount more.
Mm-hmm.
The opening weekend numbers are sort of fudgy because a lot of weird stuff is going on around the release of this. Its total gross today, though, after like a 1991 re-release and multiple re-releases, is $1.6 million. So, like, congrats, Citizen Kane.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I guess it could be better, but honestly, not many people go see old black and white movies at theaters.
Could have been worse.
I remember when I worked at the theater in Athens.
Please don't just close our location.
Well, we're not there anymore. So when I worked there, we got Close Encounters of the Third Kind for a little bit, like an anniversary re-release. That's supposed to be like a big deal, but hardly no one came to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So people just don't kind of come out for that sort of thing. So I mean, it did make 1.6 million like 60 years after it came out, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now look, I read through the Wikipedia entry on the release of this movie, and it's a lot, and we don't have time to go into detail with all of it, like I try to do with some movies, because it's a lot. So I didn't even write a lot of it down. I'm going to try to relay what I saw to you by memory.
Okay.
Really quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so 1941. Movie's supposed to come out sort of early, January, February-ish, okay? But Orson Welles is like, it's not done. It still needs the musical score. So they're like, man, well, we'll give you more time, but we got to get, like, press for this movie out. Rewind a little bit. So they're shooting this movie. And it's about William Randolph Hearst, this dude that, like, Mank based it on and stuff. And they don't want that to get out. So they're trying to keep everything, like, on the DL. They're not doing a lot of publicity around the movie or anything. So when the movie's about to come out, and he's like, no, I need more time, RKO is like, well, we need to do press screenings so we can start getting publicity out. And press screenings start, and articles start getting written about it, and eventually word gets to William Randolph Hearst that there's this crazy movie criticizing the heck out of him. This boy gets angry. So William Randolph Hearst is like, I'm going to sue him. I'm going to do all this stuff to him.
Is that how he talked?
Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm going to ban him from my paper. And he does own papers, and he bans all mentions of RKO Radio Pictures. And that gets a lot of backlash, because that's like crazy. Censorship, we don't do that in free market America. So eventually he removes that ban, but he leaves it for Citizen Kane. Still doesn't want his papers talking about Citizen Kane, because F that movie. And then he's like, I'm going to sue you. I'm gonna sue you so hard. But then Orson Welles' lawyer was like, he's not going to sue us. Like, that's crazy. Like, it takes a lot of work, and then he would have to testify stuff, and a man like that's not going to go and testify to, like, prove that we're, like, lying about him and stuff. But a lot of mess still gets made. I guess people are scared of getting sued and everything, so eventually they cut a few things from the movie. The runtime goes from 122 minutes to 119 minutes. And Orson Welles approves of this, which is crazy because he had complete creative control over the movie. Complete. That was a big part of his deal. So this rich dude who it was sort of based on made a big fuss about it and actually got some things that would have hurt his feelings cut from the movie.
What a powerful man.
I guess so. And a really well spoken man. I think he talks like this, and he's
Yeah,
gonna do this.
I just don't know why he talks like that, but okay.
Well, it was like 1941. Like everyone talked like that.
Oh, okay.
But rich people talked more like that.
You sound like the narrator in Cora.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, so that was all crazy, and it made the release of this movie a mess. And even when it started to come out in theaters, it didn't release everywhere at once. There were some theaters that wouldn't show it and stuff. Which is why the opening weekend numbers and the original gross numbers are just so all over the place because it was a really controversial flick, sort of like The Interview with Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
for different reasons.
Thank you for comparing those two.
Yeah.
Continue.
Now Kim Jong-un does speak the same way as William Randolph Hearst.
Okay.
Like he's from 1941.
Really?
Yeah, I guess I don't know, but okay, yeah, that's interesting. Now let's get to the marketing for this movie. The trailer. What'd you think?
Trailer was so good. I loved it. It starts off with like a microphone zooming in. And Orson Welles is like, "Hey gang, this is our movie. Look at all these people who are in it. James, and then a man named James looks at the camera and waves.
And he tells James to smile. He's like, "Smile, James."
Yeah, it's just stuff like that the whole time. Very good. Doesn't show a lot about the actual movie. Amazing.
Yeah, I think the trailer was weird.
Yeah.
It was so apparently a lot of the actors were like kind of making their debuts, like people they've never seen before. And what a lot of movies today now do is they don't really make a big fuss about them. They just sort of focus on other parts of the movie, like maybe like you had Star Wars coming out, and you didn't really have people for The Force Awakens talking a ton about Daisy Ridley and John Boyega and stuff.
No, not until after the movie.
Not a ton, yeah. Like, the marketing campaign wasn't built around them because they weren't really super well known yet. But this trailer focused on the actors, which is kind of interesting. It also did a really cool thing I liked that was, like, well, this movie is about Citizen Kane, Charles Foster Kane. And Orson Welles said, like, I can't tell you about him, so I'll just let the actors in this movie tell you, or the characters in this movie tell you about him.
Oh, yeah.
And then it cuts to a little montage of everyone talking about how terrible, but how great, and how rich, and how wild, and how...
And I don't think all of those things were in the movie, were they?
Some were, but I don't think they were shot like that. Some lines were, but I don't think it was the exact shot from the movie.
Yeah, I think how they were shot was really interesting and cool.
Yeah, I agree. So it was a cool trailer that we don't really see around a lot today. One thing I kind of wish Mank would have done is like a mimic of this trailer for their new trailer.
Yeah.
And even though I hadn't seen Citizen Kane at the time that like Mank was putting out trailers and stuff, I think if I would have watched that trailer, I would have been like, that's new to me.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. And if I would have done more research, I would have been like, oh wow, that's really cool that it like took some inspiration from this weird 1941 marketing campaign.
Yeah, I wish that Mank would have done more parallels to Citizen Kane, even just like dumb stuff.
For the marketing.
Like, for the marketing, well, even in the movie.
I think there was a lot in the movie that we didn't catch.
That could have been it. But, like, I want to see a freaking snow globe in the movie for no reason. It's just sitting on the desk.
Now, listen.
You barely notice it.
Do you remember the scene where he drops the bottle of alcohol?
Yes.
And it hits the ground?
Yeah.
Is that like when Kane drops the snow globe?
Maybe.
I don't know. I think it kind of is. Maybe. And that shot was in the trailer, the bottle dropping in Mank.
Mm-hmm.
So, could have been a little cool parallel. But I wish they would have, like, taken this trailer format and done that. That would have been really cool. Poster for Citizen Kane.
I mean, it's a
1941.
Classic, yeah. I mean, Orson Welles' name is very large in it, just almost as large as the title of the film. That was interesting.
Yeah.
But that man seems to have a big ego just from learning about him, so makes sense.
Yeah. I agree. I think the poster was cool. It had a quote like everyone's talking about it. This movie's so cool or something, and then Orson Welles' name was huge on it. Illustrated in color, like we talked about, which, like, I guess why not, People at that time they didn't expect a movie to be in color, so if you saw a poster in color, you weren't going to be, like, thrown off when you got in, and it was in black and white.
Yeah.
True. So, I mean, the poster looks great. It's hard to compare it to other posters of the time, but I think cool.
Cool.
Cool. Now let's jump into our ideas for marketing Citizen Kane.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
I had a lot for Mank. I have a lot less for Citizen Kane.
I don't know if I have any right now because they hit me and then they're the best ideas.
Look, I think that they shouldn't have cut the William Randolph Hearst stuff.
I agree.
I think they should have cut it. I think they should have left it in. They should have let this man throw a huge fit and just like all the drama he would have created. Maybe they would have gotten sued. Maybe they would have had to pay some legal fees. But just factor that into the film's budget. And then you got people flocking out to theaters, which maybe that wouldn't happen because apparently some theaters wouldn't play it. But the theaters that were playing it, you got people flocking to it, being like, I got to see what this rich man's throwing a fit about.
Okay, kind of. Is that your marketing tactic?
Maybe.
Okay, I want to hear more from you, sir.
Okay. 2 words. Cane juice.
Okay, no, I'm not doing this with you.
Okay. I want to hear more from you. What do you got?
I already told you I got nothing.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna pop one out right now. Pop one out.
Don't make that noise, please.
Okay. Really using my brain muscles. I think that Rosebud, the whole thing's like, what's Rosebud about? You gotta do something about Rosebud. And I mean, even just like its old movie, you just have freaking posters up. What's Rosebud? They're just everywhere, and it says, what's Rosebud? Everyone's like, what's Rosebud? Everyone's so confused. And then on the back, it's like, watch Citizen Kane to find out. And then you find out what Rosebud is, kind of. Buzzinga.
Can I please say the thing about Rosebud and Airbud?
I can't.
Okay, I'm gonna say it real quick. Maybe you do this for like the re-release in '91 or something. You know, you want to do like a tie-in with Airbud. So you do a sequel to Airbud, and it's a dog who has a rose garden, and the authorities can't stop him because it's not against the rules for a dog to have a rose garden. So Rosebud coming to theaters near you. And then at the end, it's like based on Rosebud from Citizen Kane. Go watch Citizen Kane, please.
Again, no one's gonna do this, but what if you make snow globes, and inside the snow globe is the man, Mr. Kane, holding the snow globe, and inside that snow globe is just, I guess, whatever's in the snow globe. I almost did like a thing where it was like Inception. I decided that was stupid. Or inside the snow globe, it's got a rosebud in it.
Okay, so you have a snow globe and you have Kane standing in there and he's holding another snow globe. All right.
Well,
and inside of that snow globe, you have Mank, but like the original Mank, standing in that snow globe, but Mank is holding a snow globe. And you go in real close and you have Rosebud, the dog gardener, gardening his rose garden.
Oh, wow.
And it would have been like a cool, like, oh, we can see into the future kind of thing.
You think?
Look, I'm just saying, like, I don't know much about the history of Air Bud. It's very possible that Orson Welles wrote and directed that movie.
Do you think?
Maybe. He was probably not alive
Probably a little too old.
Yeah, but...
Or dead.
It could have been like how the script for Mank was written 20 years before it came out. Orson Welles, like, people talk about Citizen Kane as the greatest movie of all time, but I think he wrote Air Bud.
I'm not going to argue with you about Air Bud. Air Bud was an amazing movie.
Yeah, because it was written and directed by Orson Welles. That makes sense.
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, I think we should end it here.
Okay.
I think we're done.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point. This was a really fun episode. I love talking about these two movies with you.
Thanks. I guess.
Sorry, I can't get over MankJuice. Maybe we can come up with our own cocktail recipe for MankJuice and put that out.
It's just straight moonshine.
Oh, man. Moonshine with a little bit of the secret Mank ingredient.
Yep, it's just food dye.
What color? Black and white.
So I guess black.
It's like a grayscale cocktail.
Well, then you don't have then you gotta put like a black in there because you can't do any other colors.
Yeah, I guess you're right. we're gonna work on the recipe, and it might take us years to develop. But once we do, like David Fincher's gonna be coming to us,
I'm just gonna pour
begging us for MankJuice.
just some white vinegar in there and call it a day. Yeah, just vinegar.
White vinegar?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ending the episode now before someone listens to us. Cool. Well, thank you for listening to Take 5. Our 5th episode is a little milestone for us. Number 5.
Yeah, I guess.
of Marketer's Cut. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Marketer's Cut. You can find the podcast anywhere you can find podcasts or on YouTube. Learn more at marketerscut.com. We got a bunch of links to where you can find us. I want to thank Jacob Wall for his art. Find more of his work on Instagram at Jacob Art Wall. He's got some great stuff on there, so go check it out. That's pretty much it. Watch Mank on Netflix. Watch Citizen Kane on HBO Max. Cool. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Well, really only my mom listens to this and some of our friends. So if I forget to ask anyone, please tell me what else I should use this expensive mic for, because I want to do something cool with it, and it's really expensive. And Logan says this podcast once a week is enough. However, I could be doing ASMR. I could probably be making money with this microphone. Any ideas? I'd love to hear them. You can cut that if you want.
No, I'll keep it in. I'm going to give you one of my ideas right now. Sing into it. Do a sing. Do a Mank song. Mank theme song.
Mank themes?
Mank themes.
If it was a Mank song, I could have done it.
Mank.
That didn't sound like singing that good.
That was kind of like Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Okay, Mank Nickelodeon show. That's it. We're good. We're done. We just gotta capture the kid audience.
Oh, okay.
Catch us next week on Marketer's Cut.
Take 6.
Yes, it will be take 6.
We're gonna do Christmas.
Oh yeah, we're talking about happiest season and how the Grinch stole Christmas.
The 2000 and I'm guessing here.
The Jim Carrey one.
One Jim Carrey one.
Yeah. This whole sign off has been wild, but it's been fun and all over the place. But that's like the nature of life, man.
You guys wait until I talk about the Grinch. I could talk for hours, days about the Grinch.
Okay, catch us next week. We'll hear you. You'll hear us guys later.
Ooh, this is such a rough ending. Wow. Peace out.